Hello folks, this is Avidan, and may God's peace, grace, and love be with you all if you seek Him in faith and faith alone. Now, I've been praying about whether or not I should be doing this video over the past couple days, and I believe the Spirit is telling me that yes, I do need to stand up and resist this. So here we go. 5 days ago, almost 6 days ago now, there was the video that Jeff made saying that it was his goodbye, and what I had said was no, he's not. That was most likely a lie, and I have the proof right here that he hasn't gone anywhere, at least up to 3 days ago. And the reason why I feel like the need to do this is because I think he's probably doing this to anybody who's giving him any type of pushback or anything like that. So he's trying to clear that up so he can make it back. So I'm just going to show it to you that he sent it. Alright, now I'm going to read it out to you. Justin, I sincerely hope you find peace and fulfillment in your life. I don't hate you for what you have done. I feel sad that you are in so much pain. I'm going to address this now in a moment. I do ask you kindly to let me go on with my life. If you are a good Christian, then you will oblige. Alright, so let's go through this one by one. I sincerely hope you find peace and fulfillment in your life. Well, for those that are listening, because I know that he wouldn't be listening to any of this, even if he hears it, I've never felt more peaceful. I've never felt more fulfilled in my life. Right now, I'm with the Lord. And since then, I've been able to spot people like this in my life, and I've been able to cut it out before it causes me any trauma, before I have to throw any pearls to pigs. I think where this comes from, because, listen, narcissists, they can't have envy or empathy for other people. It's impossible. That's actually one of the things that, by definition, narcissists lack empathy. That's one of the biggest traits. So I don't take that as true by any means, although I do thank anybody wishing me peace and fulfillment. But yeah, actually, I just got a clean bill of health from on a mental and physical level. I have a fiance now. I have a good life with those who actually support me as a friend and family. And as for fulfilling things, I'm now looking at going into post-secondary. I have a pretty peaceful and fulfilling life at the moment. And I think that is a pretty bad joke to actually think. But this is what I believe that it would go on. Actually, we'll go through a little bit more. I don't hate you for what you have done. So he won't be able to identify anything as to what I've done to him other than challenging him on his views and exposing him for the narcissistic personality that he is. Okay, so he believes that there are attacks on him when I'm trying to expose it for people that can understand exactly what type of damage that he's causing within people in this movement. And I believe that that's a very important thing to talk about. He will never be able to get it past his psyche that it's not just a personal attack, but that I'm trying to help others that can listen, because I know that he can't. So that is another false statement. Once again, they don't have the power of forgiveness. They can't move on. And there was no forgiveness in there. It was just, I don't hate you for what you've done. I believe that's a lie as well, because I constantly get attacks on my account. Can't prove it's him. Not going to get into it. And he's not going to be able to say anything that I've done to him other than I'm being attacked. That's all. That's all that's happened. I'm just being attacked. He's just butthurt. That's all he has said. When we tried to bring up the that speech, and I'll actually do another video reading that out soon. All he said was that we were attacking him. It must just be that it's personal, but it's not at all. So, I feel sad that you're in so much pain. Again, you don't know that if you think that, and that's for everybody out there. I'm not in pain. Actually, I've been able to let go of a lot of things. And I actually was forgiving in the beginning of the whole ordeal. I truly did forgive. I just felt that this was something that needed to be exposed, and I still do believe it is, and that's why I won't be listening to the request that he's doing next, and I'll explain that further. I do ask you kindly, he states, to let me go on with my life. If you are a good Christian, then you will oblige. Here's a big problem. I do ask you kindly to let you go on with your life. So there's nothing that I'm doing to stop him to go on with his life. He said he's doing music and comedy. I'm saying that that's probably a lie. Yes, I can have that opinion because he's going to plateau in that, and narcissists don't accept anything more than being at the top of the heap. And he'll just revert back to trying to fool others, trying to fool the saved that don't quite understand what this type of mentality is. For the saved, you can look up in Revelations 2, 1 Kings 16, somewhere around there. And it's stated throughout the Bible. Within the Pharisees is the same spirit. It's called the Jezebel spirit. I think it's right on par with the narcissistic personality disorder. And you can read about that through the Bible too. I'm letting him go on with his life. There's nothing that I could do to stop him from coming back. What I'm doing here right now, and what I've been doing, is when he's doing the kind of things that are hurting others, that are abusing others, I'm trying to speak out to the people who can hear me, who have the possibility to hear me with the eyes to hear, or the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and to be able to see this for what it really is. So there's nothing that I'm doing to stop him except for disrupting the narcissistic supply that he is so desperately addicted to and desperately needs. As for the stuff before that, hoping to find peace and fulfillment in their life and sad that I'm in so much pain, this is usually a product. Narcissists can't accept rejection. It's a big thing along with one of my problems in the flesh. It's a fear of rejection. And in with that, a narcissist deals with it differently. Like I usually go into like this state of depression and stuff where there's a narcissist has the alter ego outside of them, right? And that alter ego doesn't let them feel that pain because it's so intolerable that like if they're left alone to their own thoughts, what they have to do is come up with this alter explanation like, he's speaking out of it. Oh, it must be he just can't bear to live without me. And you'll read that as you research the disorder. They cannot accept that someone is doing good without them, that is doing better without them. They cannot accept that. So anything that is meant to sound like a question of what they're doing, things like that, if you're standing up to them, it's really, to them, they believe it's all just a product of not being able to handle not being around them. So I think this is pretty bang on with it. If you are a good Christian, then you will oblige. Okay, well, he doesn't know the first thing about Christianity. Jesus at least claimed to be Son of God. Okay, he doesn't accept that. He doesn't know the first thing of Christianity, and people who are not saved cannot understand the gospel as it is. They might be able to recall to turn the other cheek and all that kind of stuff, but they pick and choose the ones that serve their benefit. So let's go into a couple different verses that would refute that strongly. Let's go into Revelation 2 verses 18 to 23. And to the angel of the church Thyatira, Thyatira? I think it's Thyatira. Right. The words of the Son of God, and who has eyes like a flame of fire, and whose feet are like a burnished bronze. I know your works, your love and faith and service and patient endurance, and that your latter works exceed the first. Patient endurance. Right? Faith, service, and patient endurance. And love. Sorry. But I have this against you, that you tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess and is teaching and seducing my servants to practice sexual immorality and to eat food sacrificed to idols. Okay, the food doesn't necessarily have to be literal. It was in this time, but also along with being literal, it was food sacrificed to idols. It's something that replenishes you spiritually. Okay, so the food sacrificed to idols is done with the works, right? And he brings to you a work-based gospel that we have to fight the New World Order. What I'm trying to show to people is that this is idolatry. You think, because it usually leads to judgment. That's not based on anything that they understand more than circumstantial evidence and their own beliefs. And I've properly explained that in a few different verses or a few different videos about a month ago, somewhere around there. So you can go back and check that if you want, maybe 3 weeks ago. So essentially, it's bringing people out from God, away from the Spirit, and trying to put them back into the flesh. And this is what Jeff does, whether he understands it or not. He doesn't really understand it all that much. Not to the way that we would if we were doing it. Well, a lot of people would if they were doing it. Behold, I will throw her onto a sickbed, and those who commit adultery with her I will throw into great tribulation. Okay? Unless they repent of her works, and I will strike her children dead. All the churches will know that I am he who searches mind and heart, and I will give to each of you according to your works. Let's go further. Ephesians 5 talks about doing take no part in the fruits of evil, instead expose them. And this is where they talk about the fruits of evil in Ephesians 6:10-16. Finally, be strong in the Lord and put on, and in the strength of His might, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, which I'm not at all. But against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of the devil in heavenly places. You may think that's the government, but it is kind of refuted in Romans. The cosmic powers are often the spirits that are taking control of people with the Jezebel spirit, that are disordered people like this in the narcissistic category. They have evil spirits, and they're being taken over by the authorities, the archons of this world. So having done all to stand firm, stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes of your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. James 4:7. I'm running out of time here. Got to get this going. You adulterous people, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. Or do you suppose it is to no purpose that the Scripture says He yearns jealously over the Spirit that He has made to dwell in us? But He gives more grace. Therefore, it says God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And what did you see him do last week? Galatians 5:1, for freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore. Do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. You starting to see now? I'm not going to just submit to you just because you say it's a Christian thing to do, because this is not Christian to ask. It's not. Like, to accept that would be unchristian, to just oblige to whatever a Jezebel spirit tells you. That was a problem with Elijah before God called him out for it as well in Kings. And not Philippians 1:28-30, and not frightened in anything by your opponents. This is a clear sign to them of their destruction, but of your salvation, and that from God. For it has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ you should not only believe in Him, but also suffer for His sake, engaged in the same conflict that you saw I had, and now hear that I still have. And 1 Peter 3:13-14, now who is there to harm you if you are zealous for what is good? But even if you should suffer for righteousness' sake, you will be blessed. Have no fear of them, nor be troubled. So the answer to saying that I will oblige because I'm a good Christian is moot. It's completely wrong. And the more that I know what's going on here, I see that it's trying to be set up. Let me know, guys, if you have received a couple of comments, either in private or public. I have a feeling he's trying to single out people one by one so that he can make his triumphant return to complete his cycle back to what he normally does. So my answer to his question is no. No. You can go on and live your life, do whatever you like, but not here. I'll be done out.